Hello there! Today we're going to do tuna and cheese fish cakes. This is a recipe that uses not just potatoes in the fish cakes, but we're going to put in some cauliflower as well, because it's really good for adding in extra fibre, extra nutrients from the cauliflower. Nobody would know it's in there if they're not very keen on it anyway. So we'll start off by getting your potatoes and your cauliflower cooked. What we're going to do is, again, if you're wanting your skins on, leave them, but if not, just peel your potatoes. So if you cut your potatoes small, you just want them to cook quickly. They're going to be mashed anyway, so it doesn't matter if they're nice and thin, they'll cook quicker that way. And just put them in with your cauliflower cut into wee bits into the pot and fill that with water. Bring it to the boil and then we'll get our mash ready. So I have now drained off my potatoes and my cauliflower. To test your potatoes, all you need to do is put a knife through them and they should be nice and soft. Same with your cauliflower, it's nice and soft as well. So all you want to do is break up the potatoes and the cauliflower in the bowl. If you like a slightly more rustic fish cake, then leave the vegetables in slightly not so mashed pieces. Into this we are going to put in some salt and pepper, if you'd like to put that in. Generally, if you're using milk, the milk kind of brings it together and makes it more pliable. So the milk is generally warmed in the microwave or on a pot just to soften the potato up. It makes it nice and creamy. So I'm just going to add in my milk and then squeeze it all together. Right, so we've got our mashed potato and cauliflower in there, and into that we're going to put our tuna. If you want to make the potatoes the night before, this makes it really quick to do this recipe. If you cook extra when you're doing your potatoes, if you're having them for tea, just means you don't have to make them that on the day. Into this goes the cheese. And we're just going to mix that up. Going to mix it around and see how it all comes together. If not, we'll add just a wee tiny bit more milk. You're just wanting the fish cakes to be easily formed. Now you can add whatever flavours you like to this. If you like something a wee bit spicier, you could add some chilies, or you can put some garlic, anything you like in here. What we're going to put in today is a wee bit of Lea & Perrins sauce, which adds some flavour. I'm going to put in a tablespoon. This just adds a wee kick to the recipe. We're going to add a wee bit of greenery to our fish cakes. Spring onions are fantastic, they cook really quickly. I've washed these ones. They are just wee mini onions. They add a little bit of colour and lots of flavour. So I'm going to cut them very small. The really oniony bit is the wee bit at the end, but the greenery is nice through the fish cakes as well. There we go. And I'm going to just put them into your mixture. And again, just mix all round. Now that looks maybe just a wee bit solid, so I'm going to add in a tiny wee bit more milk, just to make them a wee bit more easily formed into cakes. So that's all your ingredients in. If you want to put sweet corn or peas or anything like that in as well, it's nice as well. And that's that part done. So we've got our mixture ready for our fish cakes. The next thing you want to do is get your bowls ready for making your fish cakes. So into one bowl will go an egg, and into the other bowl we're using golden breadcrumbs today. Making your own breadcrumbs is great as well. If you've got any bread lying around in the house that's been maybe left out and it's a bit hard, or if you get any rolls or pita breads, you can make your own breadcrumbs. You can check out what we have done. We've done a wee video on the website on Nutrition Scotland that shows you how to decrease waste in the kitchen, how to use up bits and pieces that you might obviously throw away. So you can make your own breadcrumbs, but today we are just going to roll them in the bought ones, which is absolutely fine. So don't want a huge amount, you can always top them up. And all we're going to do is beat up the egg. Get your pan on, because we're going to fry these today because we don't have a grill here. But you can grill the fish cakes or put them in the oven. They turn out really nicely from the oven as well, with just a wee drizzle of oil just to keep them moist. So I'm going to put my pan on just now, so at medium heat, and I'm going to put a wee bit of oil in as well. And all you want to do is make sure your hands are clean. Take a bit of potato mixture with your fish in it and form it into a fish cake. And we'll put them to the side there just now so that we can get them all ready together. Whatever size you want, the smaller they are, the quicker they'll cook. It is easier to deal with cold potato than hot potato, so if you have cooked it the night before, then it's slightly easier. Right, so we're going to get the fish cakes ready to go into the frying pan. One trick is make sure you keep one hand for egg and one hand for breadcrumbs, or you'll end up with just everything sticking to your fingers. So yep, just pop your fish cake in, roll it around in the egg. If it gets misshapen, you can always reform it, and then you just put it into the breadcrumb and just make sure it's all covered in breadcrumbs. These fish cakes could be frozen at this stage, or you could fry them off and then put them into the freezer if you want for the future. Your pan's on a medium heat, and once it is warm, you don't want to deep fry these, you're just putting them into the frying pan with a small amount of oil. You can always add a tiny wee bit more if you need it. I tend to find that sunflower oil or vegetable oil, they go to higher temperature, so if you want to use that, that's absolutely fine. If you don't have them, then olive oil's fine. It just doesn't go to quite so high a temperature. I'm just going to pop the fish cakes into the oil and we'll get them cooking. So I'm just going to make a wee salad for my fish cakes. I'm going to put some salad leaves. I've got a mixture of different leaves here. And I'm going to put some spring onions on as well. And our fish cakes, they take about roughly 8 minutes each side. And that's our fish cake ready to eat.